Hey folks, sitting here procrastinating. Right, I'm going to do essentially a sky sort of picture, but with a bit of beach, maybe a bit of a headland, but well, this sort of abstract, well, sort of not abstract, but abstract impressionist. That's all I'm going to do as a drawing. I'm going to do a brush painting. I'm going to find my brushes. I like rough. Right, that'll do. Just these couple of rough bristles and not such rough nylon inch flat to do the there's a bit of a I've just been to post a painting and I posted tracked and signed for, because you never know. I have sent some not tracked and one or two have gone astray. So the one I just sent to America is cost £18 including tracking and signed for. It was 16 by 12 inches, 16 by 10 inches, no 12, 16 by 12 inches on 3mm MDF, so had a bit of weight, but it was a size, and the tracking, it took quite a bit out of what I charged for the painting. So what I'm doing now, rather than just up the price for the free postage, because nothing's free, is it? But I'm going through all my listings and adding £10 on the postage abroad, including second class post and package and tracking. So it will include tracking, signed for. So hope you don't mind about that. I know people will like to get free stuff off of eBay, but I'm not charging an awful lot for the paintings, and if I'm going to lose about a third of the value in post and tracking, it's not really in my business interest. So I hope you don't mind. Thanks for supporting me on Etsy. But anything that is sent abroad, especially to America, is quite expensive. So it all has to be paid for. But anyway, small price to pay for a masterpiece. What? Right. Okay. So I've got some me loose oil that's got a bit of a drying medium in it. I'll get my cloth. Tell you what, I've got a nice towel here. I think what I'll do, if you don't mind, I'll just cut it in two, because we don't want that big. Or I'll cut it in four. The trouble is, when you cut toweling, it cuts through all the little loops on the towel and it ends up everywhere. Right, okay, so there we are. Got half a small towel. Shake off the little bits. Right, okay, got my pinion. Right, so let's get a bit of loads of stuff here. Bit of white, a bit of sky. Let's have just touch of blue, and touch of grey. I'll tell you what my palette is in a minute. We'll have a bit of light on the sea. Just another Cornish memory, although they don't exist in reality, but the idea, the memory does. I've been to Cornwall many times, and we'll be going to Cornwall in October with my son, daughter, their partners, and grandson. Right, that's a bit of paint. Now we've got cadmium yellow. Probably won't use that. Yellow ochre, which I will for the sand. Red for the sky, possibly the ultramarine blue, red ochre and Payne's grey. I can't seem to exist without the Payne's grey. Let's get a bit of cloudy colour on that horizon. More grey than blue. Not worried about going over the underpainting. And we'll go a bit light over that headland. Yeah, just rough in. Don't worry too much about what you're doing. Just get it covered. We'll have a bit of ochre on there. I'm going to start to doing 2 coats of varnish, not varnish, PVA glue on the 3mm MDF. It tends to lift up the surface, the moist PVA glue, and you get the occasional dull patch. And you can use retouch varnish, which will lift the colours and sort of seal it, semi-seal it, and then in about 6 months' time you can, if you want to, put a finish varnish, a picture varnish, which will be quite durable. Oh, I do love oil paints. Or more, a touch of red in that. Get a bit of a. I prefer that red, I think. But we'll thicken this up in a minute. Well, we'll start now. I use a lot of yellow ochre in the skies. I do try lemon or cadmium yellow pale, but it doesn't always work. Just work at it till you get something that you like. Now that's a bit of a mess, but by the time we've got our clouds in there, I want more dark in there. That's a bit better. Right, let's get some light over that now. Using a touch of ochre, red ochre, in with that yellow ochre. Well, that's an interesting sky. Okay, we just need to beef that centre bit up a bit. Right, sky. I put in a lighter ochre blue, but light so the counter changes. Okay, that's more or less straight. Okay, let's get a bit of lighter stuff in the foreground. Right, okay, that'll do for me. A bit darker in there. Okay, sand. Darken that a little bit. Bit of darker stuff in there. Sorry if my head's getting in the way. Right, let's get a bit of a. I'll use another brush on that headland. Now we've got a counter change, so we either want dark or very light, catching some sun. So let's see what that looks like. And a bit of a reddy ochre and a touch of Payne's grey. Get a mauvey colour, I think, might show up a bit better. Right, okay, get in there. And we'll add a bit of light. Right, okay. Nice headland there, so let's get a nice mauvey. Right, okay. Bit of ochre in there. Have a bit of green. So I have used the green. Now, painting is all about, well, representational painting anyway, is all about light against dark. If you don't get that right, your painting will be very weak. Let's put some bit of foliage and greenery. Hope my head's not in the way. Probably is, but I get so carried away and absorbed with the picture. So I love Payne's grey mixed with the cad yellow pale. Now we've got to get a bit of variety in that. Get some light, get some ochre and red. Right, okay. I'll just add a bit more green, dark greens, blue, red, yellow. I'm just creating an impression, or trying to create an impression of a lot going on in there without actually naming things. Right, so we'll have some rocks in there, a bit of white. So just the blue and the red. Don't usually use a small brush for this, but it gives a nice dark. I'm working blind, I'm not copying anything here or working from anything. I'm just my ethos is, if it looks right, it is right. Alright, look at a bit of darker mauve in there. A bit of Payne's grey in there, but I want that a bit more solid. Right, okay, now we're going to make hay with that sea now. I do like white. It's now I've got some clips on here, and they're right where I put my wrist. Let's get a bit of a darker colour in that sea. Let's get some light on that horizon. We want a very faint blue yellow ochre. Now we want that sky colour in here. Reflecting that sky overhead. Now, nice light ochre. Right, let's put a little bit of shadow in. It's quite hard to do that. Just trying to show the shadow in front of those little tiny ripples. Okay, gets a bit more light in there now. Good old yellow ochre. Touch of red, I think. Just a bit of sandy colour coming out of here. Not quite right. Right, okay, now you get streams of living water, eh? Let's see if we can do one. I could ruin it, couldn't I? I'll get a bit of dark, shadowy colour in here. It's a bit of shadow. And we can go back with some light. Bit of shadow. Too much red and not enough blue. Yeah. Ooh, I do annoy myself sometimes. Okay, but I'm going to let that go. I quite like it. Put a little bit of a okay, Cornish memory. Let's put it in the mount. Be careful here because now I'm going to have to spend half an hour modifying my postage. I know even Etsy say that people, well I do as well, prefer free postage, but nothing's free. It's all paid for in the painting, but there comes a time where you've got to realise that postage, you can't lose it all. And it's not fair that you should pay more because you're abroad than the UK who gets it free. So it's a bit of a compromise. Right. I was going to do a knife painting here, but it morphed into this brush painting. Right, so put it now in the back frame. They look okay in the back frame. Didn't cut that very square. Now then, what we've got to do now is to pin a board across there and rest the painting on it. So that's so it doesn't, well let's go over. It does. Okay, there we are. So another little Cornish memory. Hope you like it, folks. I'll get that uploaded now. and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.